All right, everybody, this is part of my tarot and oracle card collection. I was gonna divide it into like separate sections. Psych! That's not going to happen. I started off good, did the angels decks first, yet no. That didn't work so well. So I'm going to start off this one. Oh, and hello to my new subscribers. I've had a couple of subscribers since the month of between the last week of March and the first week of April. So hello to all of you guys. Welcome to my page again, Messages from Venus. If this is your first time watching, hello, hello. And I'm going to start off with these decks. Oh, yes, and I'm in my bathroom because this is the best lighting. Hands down. I mean, you'll see different videos everywhere in my house in the bathroom. It should have been my room. I will never get tired of saying that. Okay, this one is the Brautelege divination cards. And this is the tiny little booklet that it comes with, even though if you go to this deck, if you go to, hold on, if you go to Brautelege, www.brautelege.it, it should be able to tell you where to purchase the full deck so that you can see this, I mean, not the full deck, the full book, so that you can see the history on the deck. This is the back. I've darkened these. This is a bronze color. And this is a different, it's not Rider-Waite-Smith at all, even though I'm thinking about trimming them down. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is going to be my next little project. And I guess you guys, because I will be recording a video on like how I did. I'm not going to show you how I did it specifically, but I'll show you guys the end results of trimming and edging and cornering the deck. So, blabbing about, but the deck comes in different languages. You can see them up here. It has numbers, and it's just imagery and a keyword. And within the imagery, there is like a gold. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you see the gold imagery right in the middle. And that's part of the deck and its symbolism. I'm not going to show you guys all the cards because I think this deck has 100 and let me see. I think it's like 116 cards or 110 or 116. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember, but it's a pretty hefty deck, and I think I'm going to trim it down. I didn't realize this needed working, and the stock quality is not that great, and I don't know if I showed you guys the back. But the reading that you get from it, you will fucking lose yourself. You will lose yourself within the imagery. You don't need to have the keyword, even though I'm going to keep the keyword. And I'm going to lose this up on top, and I'm going to get rid of this. That's what I'm going to do. And they're quite big, see? I have teeny tiny hands, and they're quite large. Like, I usually shuffle them like this, or I shuffle them like this. But this deck is fantastic, and this deck was created in Denmark, I think it is. It's like there's a history behind this deck, and it's absolutely amazing. So it's called the Brautelege, and you guys can look up the history. This is just a quick overview and review of my decks. And I did do a review on this deck, but I didn't do that review any justice. So I'm really thinking of like redoing certain reviews on certain decks. But that'd probably be somewhere else along the line, I feel. I don't know. Like just delete certain videos, you know what I mean? And just redo. That's fantastic. And just redo the review. But I don't know yet, because that's just a lot of work. I have so many of them. And right now I'm doing 12 cards per video. And I still have 2 more videos to do tonight and 2 more videos. So after this video, I'm going to make another video, which is going to be part 5. And then once I get the rest of the decks that I am going to get, I will do part 6. And I'll probably go on and on and on, but you know what I mean. And this is the Souls Cards 1. And as I explained yesterday with this card, when I did the flip through of Souls Cards 2, this is the backing. This is the one with the blue backing. Some of these have different backings on it. I have the one with the red backing and the blue backing, and I did the edge of this blue. And they're borderless. They have nothing on them but the drawing and the painting. And the Souls Cards is by Deborah Koff Chapman. And these are very good for those who want to kick in or learn about your intuition and learn to connect more with your intuition. This is fantastic because it's literally your intuition. There is no words there. There's nothing leading you but the imagery. The cardstock is a little glossy, but it's absolutely wonderful because when you shuffle them, they shuffle great. And they're just fantastic. I mean, I had them together. I had both decks together, but then they didn't want to be that way anymore. And so I separated them. They give me attitude. So that's that. And I did do a video review on this deck also. So that is this. And then this one is the Oracle of Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish. This is the little book that it comes with. And this is the deck, which I did trim. I know this looks blue, but this is actually, I don't know why it does that, but this is purple, the edging. And I trimmed it down, and now they look like this. Yes, because the images, once you put the cards together, are fantastic. They look much better, and the numbers are still up here, so they're great. And this deck really, really does connect you to the mermaids because it gives you not just like the Little Mermaid version of a mermaid, but I'll show you different types of mermaids. And it honors both the feminine and the masculine. And it also honors the elements. Let's see. I want to show you one that's vastly different. Let's see. See, masculine. Look, like these type of mermaids. Let's see, and then you have, you have Aphrodite, because of course can't go wrong. And then you have this. So they're not all mermaids. And then you have this. So it's different. It's different, but it really does connect you to the spirit of mermaids, and the book is very informative. Even though sometimes I don't always agree with like Lucy Cavendish's view of like mermaids and fairies, but that's fine. It's nothing drastic and out of this world. So I think I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think I'm going to pause the video and bring out a couple of ones that I did not, I missed one. So I'm going to put it on hold for a minute. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, you know what? I just brought an extra book, but not an extra deck. So anyway, this is the Stone Circle Oracle, Transformation Through Meditation by Sophia Kelly Schultz. And this is a Schiffer Publishing. I have not worked with this deck. I haven't done anything with it. And this is how I did this is green. You guys will be able to see it better in my camera, and because I matched the backs of it, see. But anyway, I did trim it and I edged it, corded it, and whatever. And this one is going to be associated, and I'm going to work with this deck closely with the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, because it has nature in it. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, not a lot of people have this. I haven't done a review on this at all. I have not worked with it. It honors Native American perspective of life and nature, and it also respects nature. It respects the divine masculine. Um, it respects the angels, see, fallen muse, and it also respects the orishas. And I'll show you. I think I saw one. See, it respects Hecate. Oh, perfect. Oh, look at my girl. That's my girl. Yes. It respects Thoth. Thoth. um, Let me see here. It respects, and it shows a different aspect of. I wish they would have. I don't really like it when they say Isis, because that's not her name. Her name is Aset. But that's that. It just has different imagery. I mean, it's glossy, but it shuffles very well. And Athena and Obatala. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anubis. Look at this. A hunk. He's a hunk. Hades and Persephone. So Greek mythology here. Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology. It's great. I have not worked with it, so once I start working with it, which will probably be someone of this year. Then this is the Messenger's Oracle by Raven Fallon, who is working on, I think it's the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is the back of this, the Messengers, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen the deck. And I trimmed it down. And this deck is one of those decks that I will not be using for other people. I will be using it for daily draws for myself. Excuse me. And the reason why I purchased this deck is because, hope you can see it better on this side, is because it reminded me of creatures in my subconscious. And the imagery is absolutely fantastic. Her depiction of Gaia is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Oh my God. It just spoke to me. And it has different perception of what is considered to be mystical and the dragon world. I feel like the dragon energy has been calling to me a lot. And then this depiction of the fox also took me. It took me a while to get comfortable with this deck, actually. And after I had my past life readings, not just as a human, but as other species from Oceana December, which is also on YouTube, and I'm also subscribed to her channel, so you guys can check it out. I just connected with this deck even more because it spoke to me. And so this is the reason why I will only use it for myself. And to the point where I feel like sometime during the summer I will put up the gargoyle draconian altar somewhere in my house. Somewhere in my house. And then the depiction of the fox is my favorite because it doesn't depict the fox as sneaky and conniving and whatever. It's fantastic. I love it. Let's see. Oh, and the reason why I also got this deck is the review that convinced me was Kelly from the Truth and Story. I mean, she's at fault for everything here. Enabling us to get stuff. I tell you. I tell you. Then the next oracle is Stacey DeMarco, the Halloween Oracle, which has been modified. And it's now about the size of my hand or a little smaller, and I love it. And this has nothing to do with Samhain. For me, I have a place which I created as a child as my own Halloween town where people just coexist with one another. Yes, there are humans there with like superpowers. There are witches, mummies, just vampires, everything. And it just reminded me, and the whole story behind it reminded me of that place of my subconscious. And so, of course, I had to research on it. And it's just beautiful. And you can use the system throughout the year. It doesn't have to be just on someone. Uh, let's see, or just during someone. Let's see. Oh. The next is it's in regards to sacred geometry. Now they have two of these. They have sacred geometry, and I think this is the first edition, and they have one with the red book. But this book, let's see, this book, I think this book is the first edition. And I don't know, you guys would have to figure it out, but this book is I think this is the first edition. I have not researched the second edition at all. And I think you can get the book with that. You can yeah, like you don't have to. It has hello? No. It has the big pictures, but they're not in color. And you don't have to purchase the deck either. I think if you look it up on Amazon, if you don't like the if you don't want to work with the cards, you can get the book. But bam, I got the set. And I trimmed it down. I know this looks blue, but it's actually purple. And not that I know a lot or too much about sacred geometry, because I don't, but I know enough to get me started and get me started on wanting to know more. And that this is not the only book that I will use or the only imagery that I will use for sacred geometry. I'm sure I will expand my library and my collection. But this will be used not so much for divination all the time, but I'm working on spreads and certain readings to get people into getting to know themselves a little bit more. And this is going to help me a lot. This one is just fantastic. I have not worked with it either, but I will once it starts calling and is ready for me to work with it. Then I have this is the Oracle Tarot. And this is another one by Lucy Cavendish, and this is a tiny little book. And this one, a lot of people thought that it was like out of print, but it's not. You can get it at I think you can still get it at Amazon. Some people buy it, sell it used on eBay. I have not seen it on Etsy. I know some people like sell their used books and or decks or runes on Etsy. But there's this other website, which is where I got this, and I cannot remember the name. But if you search it online, if you Google it, it'll let you know. And this is another one that I feel like I am going to trim also. I'm going to trim it down because you see how they have the white edges? Because I feel like I botched this. I tried to make it green and it just wasn't work. It just wasn't. To the point where I wanted to sell it, but I didn't sell it. Because I feel like this is one where I can give it to my child and they can learn from it. And it's actually, this is scary, how the messages come through and how powerful the messages come through. And sometimes you look at these type of decks and you're like, oh, this is so cutesy, this is so this, and this is not going to give me a strong message. And it's a strong, nurturing message. Fantastic. And they're not pips, and they have keywords, and they don't have no Roman numerals. They have regular numbers and keywords at the bottom with nice imagery, but it really does speak to your soul. So let's see what I decide to do with this. And it's, I guess it's considered a, let me show you guys more, but I guess it's considered a Rider-Waite clone because it uses the Rider-Waite system. And it's considered an oracle because of the keywords. Look at this. I love it. And, oh, look at this emperor that does not look like an emperor. It doesn't look like a man. I don't know. I don't think there are any men in this deck. No, it's a, oh yes there is, look. The Two of Swords. There you go. But I think I'm going to trim it and fix it up a little bit. I think I'm going to, once I finish doing the videos and uploading them, I think I'm going to do that. So let's see how that turns out for me. Then I have the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And I preferred this one because I'm all about the Anahata. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this one is absolutely trimmed down, and it is edged, and it's not black, it's dark green. And it's just the imagery and the keyword. And this is considered a tarot deck, even though I don't consider it a tarot deck. I use it more as an oracle deck. And the readings that come out of here are disgustingly accurate. Like, on point, on fleek, every day, all day, forever. And they also have, the original ones come gilded in gold, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't even know why they would use that color, but I like it when I place the cards on the table or anywhere, wherever I am. I like it to tell a story. I like the imagery to pop out at me because that is essentially what is more important sometimes is the imagery, because that's what speaks to your intuition. Oh, excuse me. I burped. And it does have symbolism, so you should read the book, especially if you're planning to use it as an tarot deck. And it has the chakras, so it has more cards than the normal. And that's it. I'm not going to show you all, but, oh, this one. Beautiful. So, that is that one. And I keep all of mine in sachets. And then this one I use for spell work only. I feel like people should have a separate deck for spell work only. And this was the very first tarot that I ever bought, and it is the Dreamers, the Mystic Dreamers. It's a Llewellyn publication by Barbara Moore. I know it says Dreamer's Journal, but it's literally because you can write on it and make it into your journal. And it has like study guides, so I feel like this is perfect. And it's very much the Rider-Waite system. But it smells old, it feels old, but that's because it smells like all sorts of incenses and everything. But that's because I use it for it. And one day I will show you guys how to use the deck once I need to use it again for for a spell, and how to use it to manifest those energies. And with this deck, people say that the imagery, it doesn't, like, if you're going to use it to actually read for people, people say that the imagery, or I mean the symbolism it's not all there, but it's because it's like a dreamy, it has that theme of a dream, and also because this deck works with the imagery that needs to be known at the time of the reading. So it's not going to be all up in your face. It's going to be in your face when it needs to be in your face. Kind of like that, just so you guys know. And it's regular size, 78 cards. Then I have this one doesn't have, it has one of those little flimsy white books, which I did not bring with me. I thought I did, but I didn't. Oh my gosh. Never again will I use, never say never, but anyway. This is the Mermaid Tarot by Los Garavillos, which I've trimmed and edged. Let me just show you guys. I don't like to use the ink pads. It's just annoying. I prefer to use the pens, the Sharpies, pencils, and the imagery is amazing. Amazing. And they're different color. It doesn't have the esoteric features that other decks do. Other Rider-Waite clone decks do, but it will give you a very nice reading, on point. The water energy is on point, and I did a review about this already. You guys can look it up, and I have worked with this deck already. And it has the 78 cards, and I'm going to just give it a shuffle because they're all stuck together. And that is the problem that I have with the ink pad, that it has a tendency of having the stuff stuck, and like I don't know if you guys can see it, but I don't know, I don't like it, so I'm not going to use it anymore. But these came out absolutely fantastic and perfect, and these are not pips, just so you guys know. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. Let me see. See, these are not pips. They have actual imagery, and most of them are Rider-Waite. All right, and last but not least, you have the soft. I have the small, which I have to do, like finish fixing it, but I have the small version of it, and I left the keywords but not the numbers. I don't care for the numbers. Once you guys see me use it, I will, I had a review on it, but I feel like with this one, the study of it is so extensive, and yummy, that it deserves its own playlist, and I will prepare for that, sometime at the end of this year or the beginning of this year. And they say that a lot of people don't like the smaller. It's like the size of my hand. It's like not a plain, it's not the size of a plain card. It's like a little bit bigger, but. Yes. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so let me see. All right, so what I was saying about this, I don't even know why I put it back in here. Yes, this deserves its own. This is the Thoth Tarot. This deserves its own little playlist, and where I can speak about it, and speak about the symbolism within it and what it means. Excuse me. And the meanings of it, and how important there is the cards. Excuse me, and how important. Excuse me. The symbolism is with magic and how you can use them. And then This deck is a Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley, by the way. I have 2 books and I did not bring them, but you guys will see them throughout my videos. And this is like the 3rd deck that I got. It smells so yummy. This is like the 3rd tarot deck that I got, because I wanted to get into the pip cards. Mind you, I wanted to learn about pips, and then I just was not into the pips, and I was just, and I never will be, I think. Like, even if I get the Marseille, even if I get every time the door moves, it's only because they're opening and closing the doors, so it makes noises, so I feel like somebody wants to come in here, because like I said, I am in my bathroom. And like I was saying, yeah, I will never, even if I get the Marseille, I feel like I will get the Marseille Tarot for a collector or collection, and probably use them for myself if I ever, unless I change my mind. I don't know. You'll know. But it's beautiful. This deck is fantastic. A lot of people get the big one because they say that they can't really see the imagery, but I like this because it fits in my hand, and it allows me to allow the message to speak to me when it wants to, and give it that willpower, instead of me just trying to grab onto whatever I see to give somebody a message. And that's that. But a lot of people say that it's like a diabolical deck, and it's like really not. It's just the the imagery on it, and the fact that it has a mind of its own. It has its own control, and it likes to do things on its own, and it's very masculine and powerful. But that's it. I mean, I don't think it's anything diabolical about the deck, but anyway. The readings though, when you get a reading from this deck, are crazy. So this is gonna be the end of part 4. I'm about to start recording part 5 right after this one. I will see you guys soon.